I'm recording this today. My name's Caroline Poynton, once again about Rupert Low. It's always been about Rupert Low all the time.
Hello everyone. Well, I've put the material up on the screen straight away because I think it's important that we crack straight on with this. Rupert Low has recently done an interview with another podcaster, and there's three specific areas of this I think are very worth going through, particularly about the current state of belief in what you believe in this country. It's very important. This is the first one. The Restore Britain government will not allow what's happened to Bradford, Rochdale, Birmingham, East London, the whole of fucking London at this stage, and other large parts of our country to be replicated across Britain. This is a Christian country, and we will ensure it stays that way. Very powerful statement. Now, let's listen to the footage, and then I'll comment on it afterwards as we go.
I think that's ultimately what's happened. Multiculturalism, open borders, some sort of, as they saw it, some sort of, nirvana in which everybody lived together. But I don't think our people want that, because they see these people with very different cultures, with very different religions, who don't integrate.
It's not just that.
And who are actually damaging the fabric of Britain.
Well, some do. Some want it.
Look, I'm not against immigration. There are some people who come here, and actually a lot of them support us, people who've come here and integrated. They're more irritated about this vast influx now of people who come from very different cultures, and cultures which have a very different view of women, a very different view of the way in which they should live their lives. They're not Christian, and we are a Christian country. Now, I don't mind people coming here, contributing, and basically, getting involved in our country. I don't think there's anything wrong with that. But that's not what's happening. If you go to Birmingham, or you go to Bradford, or you go to a lot of these places now, then there's no integration, Peter. You've got cultures who are living their lives. They're trying to bring in their Sharia law. They're trying to effectively control their politics. So I mean, it's not rocket science. It's quite straightforward. If people come here, they should come here, accept our language, as I say regularly. They should accept our laws, even though the laws aren't working properly. That we can put that right. And they should ultimately, I saw the other day a judge who said somebody who'd raped a young girl was given less of a sentence than you or I would be given, because he'd come from a culture where it was treated differently in their culture. Well, I don't care about that. We live under one law. It should be the same punishment for everybody. If you perpetrate a crime, you can't treat people differently because or make allowances for where they've come from. So no, we've completely lost the plot. I think
there's a few things there in that clip which are very interesting. Now, namely, let's talk about the integration side of things. There are a lot of people that come here because they want to come here, they want to start a new life. They bed in, they work hard, they start a family, they buy a home, and they become a fully functioning part of society. They'll never be ethnically English, Scottish, Welsh, or Northern Irish. That's a conversation for another time, but they are eventually a productive member of society. I ain't got a problem with that. What I got a problem with is the masses of unchecked individuals that come into this country, and we have no idea who they are, where they've come from, what they want to do when they get here, what they want to bring with them, what they've done in other places. This is what's been going on for years, and it's pissing everybody off royally. This is what's causing a lot of the problems. He mentions Sharia law. Now, one thing that disappoints me with, Restore Britain, Advance UK, the Tories, I expect it from the Tories and Labour and everybody, but not these new resurgent parties, is they don't talk about England at all. And I'm referring to the Bill of Rights, I'm referring to the Act of Settlement, all of those documents that make up the Constitution of England. And one of the very important things it says in the Constitution of England is that all other forms of extremist laws and religious type beliefs are banned in England.
Yeah.
The whole idea is to make English law supreme.
Yeah.
So when you're allowing Sharia law to creep in like this, what's actually happening? You're demonstrating that you have either a willing ignorance of the English Bill of Rights, or you just don't know about it at all. And it would solve a great many problems. That's it. And as for talking about it being a Christian country, what are you referring to exactly? Great Britain? Or are you referring to England? Are you referring to Wales, Scotland? What are you referring to? And I think it's very important that when you talk about the country that you wish to improve, be a Christian country and kept that way, then the running of your own house needs to be in a particular order. So what you say and what you do marry up. You understand where I'm going? It is that crucial, that important. Everything has to fall exactly into place. Now, some of what I've just said may sound like a criticism, it may not. At the end of the day, I'm all for restore, because they need to fix, they need to restore, but they need to do it in a way, and they need to listen to the right people. We're running out of options, folks. We are running out of options. Here's another bit here. A Restore Britain government will celebrate success, wealth and ambition. I ain't got a problem with any of that.
I think one of the biggest issues Britain's got to get over is this ridiculous culture of envy. I mean, I celebrate success, and the Americans celebrate success. And Britain is, if you actually strip it back, the most successful place where the genesis of most good ideas comes from. But the problem is we've got this what I call petty class of gnomes who always look over the garden fence at what everybody else does and has got. And they actually contribute nothing, but they're a bunch of moaning minnies who are holding us back. And I'm afraid that is a large part of what Fabianism is all about. I celebrate success, and I think the more successful people we can bring here and hopefully encourage to live here, the more we'll generate wealth, we'll generate happiness, we'll generate employment. Because we've got the best people, we've just got to give them the power to pursue their own interests. I think
one of the biggest products we had in this country was the freedom of invention. An awful lot of good ideas came out of England by English inventors. Tons and tons of stuff. And, it was exported all over the world. Rail travel, steam power, the ability to build bloody great structures. Loads and loads of things came out of this country. I refer to England, which a lot of these current crop of politicians say Great Britain. Fabianism is another thing. I don't know if you're aware, but there's a very large percentage of what's currently infesting Westminster are members of the Fabian Society, a self-confessed socialist organisation. Now, again, if you look at English law, Halsbury's Laws of England, volume 8, I think it is, of one of the books, actually says that anybody within the civil service that displays communist or fascist ideas has to undergo a purge procedure, politically banished from the system, kick out, goodbye. Another reason to really start looking at this stuff. And I totally agree with Rupert, we need to attract a big talent back to this country, because otherwise, it's going to go down the swanny. And these Fabians that want to give everything free to everybody at the cost of the taxpayer are going to have it all their own way. Now, finally, we've got this clip here. Makerfield is back in Restored Britain. Now, a bit has been made of this clip because of the reaction of Rebecca to something he said, but let's have a listen.
You have to adopt the attitude I adopt in Parliament, which is the three key words are I don't care. Stop being so lily-livered. You don't have to worry about it. It's rubbish. It's rubbish. It's a way of oppressing you, and you just have to ignore it. So, the illegal migrants arriving need to be detained and deported. And when Emily Maitlis said to me, you said they should be deported to a midge-infested island offshore, either England or Scotland, and let the midges do the rest. She said,
Right, I'll stop it right there. Now, you've heard this whole clip in context because this has been snipped. He said Emily Maitlis said this. She's shaking her head at Emily Maitlis, not what Rupert Low said. And she's been taken out of context. Oh, I'm not happy about that. Utter bollocks. That's the media twisting it all up again.
Did you say that? I said, yes, I did. So, the people living here illegally need to be detained and deported. It's all in our documents. The 10,500 foreign criminals in our prisons need to be deported. If you come and live in this country and you commit a crime, you get deported. It should be that simple. You have to adopt the attitude I adopt in...
I totally agree. You come here, you crap all over our hospitality and treat us badly. You should go. It's very simple. Mitch-infested island, Jesus. So, there's some big announcements there. Good announcements. But one thing the store has to do is make sure they've got the right people behind the scenes and no erroneous ideals or attachments to other things which could be considered a little bit questionable, and go for it. And Rupert Low definitely needs to look at his team and he needs to say, right, blah, 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 job's a good one, let's get on with it kind of thing, you know, and go and save our country. They are really... mobilising a very big amount of people very, very quickly. And people are getting behind this. So it's got to be done right. It has to be done right. It really does. Let me know what you think in the comments. As always, hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, share my stuff. I'll talk to you soon.
Bye,
Toodaloo.
Bye, bye. Yes, it's Rupert Low, isn't it?
Hello, everyone.
I don't know, innit? I don't like it. Yes, Rupert.
Children murdered by Sinn Féin.
It is. Right.
Seemingly intended to...
Don't you... Ask me ever.
Piers Morgan is way more dangerous than people realise.
It's nothing. It's always lying. It's always lying.
The judge praised them for their behaviour during the trial and then told them, none of you need to go to prison. When you hear this...
Pedo judge.
You went to the most Muslim town in England.
Look, that was shocking.
Hey, guy.
Where is anything for... Where is everything gone?
Labour has a serious problem, and it's no longer just coming from Westminster gossip, anonymous briefings, or angry MPs speaking behind closed doors. It is now showing up clearly in the polling. The latest Ipsos polling...
Yeah, load of cap.
Yep. The most damaging speech delivered against her...
Douglas Murray has absolutely dismantled a BBC presenter in...
Good.
Breaking exclusively. If we don't do this and we're not successful,
Let's get what?
We're just doing a piece on barbershops in Accrington. I'm a journalist. Something just doesn't add up in Accrington. The place is filled with vape shops and...
Yep. Dodgers.
Katie Hopkins is commentating on Tommy Robinson's influence in the UK and on Britain's comeback. Let's take a look at this clip.
I believe there will come a time not too far from now when the British people, true British people, will have to make very difficult choices.
I agree.
Either they will flee eastwards to Eastern Europe with our much more stronger Christian neighbours, Poland, Hungary, those countries, or they will seek asylum, flee, try to come to America, or they will stand their ground. But certainly the time of the Crusades will need to come again if we are to return.
What do you mean by that?
We are overrun in every way, in every sense. Demographically, all births, Muslim births outnumber births to every and all other religion. This is no commentary on anyone's religion. This is just pure fact. Our mayors who control funding in our capital cities are Muslim. Mosques are not churches. A mosque is being built at the outermost, tippy-most end of Scotland and at the furthermost reaches at the end of the other side of our tiny country. This is about a takeover, and of course America understands, because you have Minneapolis, because you have Dearborn, Michigan, and I see it all the time. These blue centres where they absolutely load it up with multiple occupancy homes so that they take the power, surrounded by a deep red countryside. Minnesota, I've spoken at rallies in the farmlands of Minnesota, the same model, and it is not by chance. And then the minute they get into power, there's change. Oh, let's change this. Let's take the prayer out. Let's have head dresses and headscarves. Let's change stuff. Keep pushing. So we will, in time, fall in some way, and we will have to fight to get freedoms back. And it's why you guys know so well it is much better to defend the freedoms that Americans are different to us, because your freedoms are God-given. They're in you.
Can you tell me about Tommy Robinson? Because nobody really knows here. Good guy, bad guy, what's his story? Can you help?
I would say always with Tommy, his heart, which is I think the thing that matters, is absolutely in the right place, and it was born in the right place. He was born in Luton, which is like, forgive me Luton, the arse end of nowhere land. I come from the arse end of nowhere land as well, so we're all equal. And he just grew up a regular guy, supporting football, going out with his friends, having a lovely time, and then he saw his town completely ruined by the new arrivals. He saw people no longer recognised each other. People didn't know who was living in their street. The streets became dirty, and then things started happening to our young white girls. And he was the first guy to call out the majority Pakistani Muslim rape gangs that are up and down our country.
I cannot believe that truth. I don't know how many Americans understand that that's true. That's happening. And your prime minister
won't.
I mean, it's
because power sits with the Muslim population, because it is the majority. And I know some of your viewers or listeners or my dissenters will go on and say, the Muslim population is 4%. That is not the reality, and it doesn't work in terms of geographical locations, and that's how democracy works. That's not the point. The point is the people who want power cannot speak of this terrible tragedy because they require the Muslim vote, which is why you're seeing the same sorts of things happen in America. If you need to play to the Muslim vote, you won't speak the truth about what happens with certain people inside of that population. And Tommy always did. And let's remember, I'm saying this sat here now, 5 years ago, I was threatened with arrest for saying that we have a Pakistani Muslim rape gang problem. Police
Is this
were
when they
coming
were
to my
trying to
door.
behead you?
That came shortly after.
Okay.
Yeah, but even to say that, even to state the truth, because when facts become hate speech, then truth is an arrestable offence. And that's precisely where we find ourselves. But Tommy, sometimes maybe in his life it's a little chaotic. Maybe there's things that, aren't my business to explain. his heart is in the right place, and he is the first guy to call out these rape gangs and be utterly eviscerated from his country because of it.
I knew I would enjoy conversation with you. I had no idea
I quite like Kate
how
Jackson's.
much more I would
the
admire you.
media part of it.
You're a remarkable human being.
Don't be kind.
No. Can I just ask you as an American one thing, and then we'll go on. I don't understand King Charles. I mean,
King
what
Charles,
is going to happen with... It's insane.
Yep.
He
King
is
Charles,
so not good. I understand, why his mom was like, I gotta live longer.
Yeah, she wasn't she
I'll do
awesome.
She was awesome.
Her whole life, she's promised, whether it be long or short, I give my whole life to this country, and boy did she do that.
I loved her. Not so much with Charles. Are you going to make it to the next one?
No. He had an opportunity to be Winston Churchill and the King, their relationship where they said, we're not leaving this capital city, we stay here, we fight, we win, we fight them on the beaches, we win. The King could have said, this country needs its royal family. This country needs to stand for what we used to stand, centuries of tradition, right? I could write that King's speech for him in a moment, and it's what we needed, and he failed, and not only did he fail, he doubled down on the other side. He celebrates Ramadan and Eid. He invites people in for iftar at the whatever. I mean, whatever, but he's the opposite of what we needed. The royal family, because of that weakness, the royal family cannot and will not survive.
No.
William and Kate will be the last semblance of a royal family, but truly they are diluting what it meant to be royal. We liked them when they were aloof. We liked them when they were untouchable, and those two want to be
it was the
your friend and your next door neighbour and the person in Starbucks. The royal family will not make
King
it.
Charles has ruined it all. He's a selfish man.
One more generation. William and Kate, that's it.
Open borders, diversity, because he changed his religion.
It's amazing to watch. Amazing to watch.
But we lived in the time of the Queen, and we knew royalty.
She was amazing.
This, with Katie Hopkins, and by the way, I don't write off everything that Katie Hopkins says, because I've seen,
I think she said quite
from what I can remember, some things she said about Israel or the Jews. I can't remember exactly what it was, per se, and I'm not trying to give her a bad rap just to give her a bad rap, but I remember seeing some stuff from her that was quite questionable as well. So I'm not writing off everything that she says, but what she talks about here is extremely accurate to what is actually going on. What seems to have happened in the United Kingdom, in Britain, is a betrayal of the country by the political and leading class.
2000, a lot of them.
Your leaders in the UK have just...
And then while they were going on about the end of the week...
Sorry to say it so gruesomely, have just kind of stabbed you in the back.
Because he's a fucking...
They have just stabbed you in the back. They have just come for you and stabbed you in the back. They have taken away what it meant to be British. They've taken away what it meant to be a patriot. They've taken away what it meant to be part of the history of England, Scotland, Northern Ireland, and Wales. And they want to throw it in the rubbish bin.
Well, taking people's rights away,
to replace it seemingly with a leftist, Islamist, apologist ideology.
King Charles.
God knows why. It seems to me that there's money involved here in making that happen.
King Charles.
I wish that we could find the actual rabbit hole of where it leads and why it goes there, but
that's what we need
only
to
God
find
knows. But you need to fight for your nation.
Well, we know he's involved, don't we, King fucking Charles? I know that. I've been saying that for a long time. AI trying to deny me there's no evidence of him changing.
I think everything we've gone through, all of us have gone through. I've got friends who surrounded me today who stood with me from the start with the English Defence League, lost their jobs, were smeared. Many people have lost their jobs and been attacked, and everything has led to this moment. So it's an important day. I moan a lot. If you listen to my podcast and my interviews, I moan a lot. I feel sorry for myself. Yeah. There's one woman who's been through as much. Lost her home, been attacked, been cancelled, was labelled the most hated woman in Britain. And I've watched a change in myself with the public, And I've been blessed to watch the change of love shown to this woman. We have a message for you now.
My name is being at the Unite the Kingdom rally today, whether you're here in London or joining us from overseas, welcome to Great Britain. I want to say a few things to you, if I may. I see you and I see our capital city, and it looks, for the first time in a very long time, like the place that I remember, and our capital city, and a place that we can all call home. And I'm so proud of you. I want to say to you all a few important things. Firstly, I am so sorry that we have the cretins and the cockwamples in Westminster that we do. Calling you names, calling you labels. None of that is true. None of those labels are you. I know what you are, and you are the very, very best of us. And you are the very, very best in Britain, and I'm proud to be part of you. You know, for too long, great British people have felt like they are second-class citizens in their own country. And for too long, our elderly have been at the back of the queue, and that is not acceptable. We are told that diversity matters, but funnily enough, diversity comes in any colour, as long as it's not white.
I thought it was political. And then about the Wanda planning King Charles, we're going on about the illegals for. Going to Wanda. Safe to go for a holiday, but it's not safe for the illegals.
And we are told that we have a great multiculture, that we have multiculturalism, and we don't. We have an imposter culture that doesn't want any part of us, and we're still expected to tiptoe around it. And that needs to stop.
I was going to say, you didn't want to do it because you can stop the boats. I like to know.
And I say to you, great British people, you guys have been pushed so that you have nothing left to lose. And let me say this clearly, South Africans know it. The most dangerous people are people with nothing left to lose. However, we have a lot to win, and we are now winning as a great British people in this fine country. You guys are going to win because you have the great British Blitz spirit in your souls. It's hard woven in there. And you have a great British sense of humour, and God bless you all for that. And importantly as well, you have a great British Lionheart leading you in this Unite the Kingdom Day, and that is Tommy Robinson. We are many, and we are stronger together, and together we will unite the kingdom.
God lover. Here for Katie Hopkins.
I'm Trinity Clothing isn't just a brand, it's a call to action. It's for everybody out there watching that believes in either Christianity and or Christian values to rise up, wear the brand, stand together, unified, and make a difference to the West.
Ash on the altar stone, 3 marks in the dark, cold iron in my bone, a vow with a scar. Rise from Speak my name.
So as an evangelical Christian, I've looked around for the past few decades and I've seen the slow and slow
Trinity. Well, thank you very much.